Hello again and welcome to another Mordian Mondays. This is episode 52 and it has been a while since I did a genuine Mordian Mondays. So I'm going to do a quick introduction for those of you that may be new to this series, and then we're going to get straight into today's video. So for those of you that have not yet had the pleasure of listening to a Mordian Mondays, it is where I document my progress on the Great Mordian Restoration Project, which is the total restoration of my Mordian 50th rifles. Every single model is being stripped down, in many cases rebuilt and repaired and then repainted. And this includes the lowliest conscript through to every single special character and also every single vehicle in my army. We're looking at over 400 infantry and at least 20 to 30 tanks. I don't even know how many tanks I've got anymore. So it's a lot of vehicles, guys. It's a lot of infantry. You may be asking, why would someone inflict this upon themselves? Well, essentially, guys, the origins of the project are that I built my Mordians up over a really long time. I've been collecting them since I was like 11 years old. I still have many of those guards and models, and obviously when I was painting when I was 11 I wasn't very good, and much of the painting that was done on the Mordians, especially a lot of the old original metals, was done in a rush before various tournaments and events. As a result, the Mordian Iron Guard, the army that lends its name to this channel, is in a pretty sorry state, and I've spent the last 18 months restoring them. So that's the origins of it, guys. That is the reason I'm doing this project, and I do these videos to document the progress of it, because a lot of people encouraged me initially to, redo your Mordians, and I thought that's a great idea. And also I share some of the painting and hobbying techniques that I've learned on my journey, and then others can use my Mordian Mondays videos not only as a way to, keep track of what I'm doing and to enjoy the progress of this big project, but also to learn some of the stuff that I've learned, learn from some of my hard lessons. For example, don't buy Games Workshop Milliput, it's overpriced and shit. Instead, buy Milliput, which is much cheaper and better. So there we go, guys. Bit of a long introduction, but I know I haven't done one of these videos in a while, and that's because I've been working on other projects as well. So, speaking of other projects, there is the Secret Project, and that is coming along very nicely. And in fact, hopefully by the end, it would have been ready by the end of this month, the Secret Project, and I could have unveiled it to you. But I haven't been able to, because I wanted to get a few extra models painted up from the Mordian Iron Guard, because I know I'd sort of completed about 2,000, just over 2,000 points, and I thought I've got an army there. You guys have seen me able to use that army on my channel. It's pretty, it stays fairly fixed, but I've got just enough wiggle room where I can, swap out some Ogrins for some Stormtroopers, swap out some Stormtroopers for some extra infantry. So I've got just enough points there to keep it interesting. And I thought, I've reached that point now. To stop me from getting burned out, I'll do a Secret Project. And I was going to have it ready to unveil probably a week or so ago, but then the amazing thing happened is I managed to wangle my way, thanks to a lot of support from you guys. I managed to wangle my way onto a Winter's SEO Battle Report, which is coming up on the 29th of this month. In a week and 1 day, I will be on the Winter's SEO channel with the Mordian 50th rifles, ready to kick ass, take names, and chew bubblegum. So I'm ready. And because of that, I thought, you know what? I'll get a few more Mordian Guardsmen painted up so that when I go on Winter's channel, I don't have quite as much of a hodgepodge of models. I actually have a bit more of an efficient list. And so rather than, so that's why I've painted up this week 6 plasma gun guys, because you guys know I love to run my Wilderness Survivors plus designated, plus disciplined shooters custom trait for my Mordians, but I have a lot of flamers and like grenade launchers and melter guns, stuff like that. And I thought, well, I want to be able to go on to the Winter's channel with a bit more of a formalised army, a bit more homogenised. So I've painted up some plasma gun guys that when I go on there, people will be like, oh, cool, he's taking advantage mostly of his of his discipline shooter's trait. So that's why I've painted up 6 guys. It's just so that when I go on the channel on winters, I'll have a bit more. Normally, you guys know I like to paint up 1 squad at a time, and like this squad stays like this, and it's good. But I thought I have been meaning to build a lot more plasma recently. I have also got sat in front of me now for the next, for next on the painting shelf. I've got 13 bolter sergeants. So I'm not going to get all those done in time because it does take me about a week to paint up. Well, if I try really hard, I can get 10 dudes painted in a week, but typically I get about 5 people done in a week. So it is quite intense painting, doing all these blokes. But so I don't think I'll get all the bolter sergeants done in time. To be honest, I want to get like a fine balance between turning up to the Winters channel with like a super, well put together list, but I also don't want to turn up and appear like to be a total tryhard and a bit of that guy or anything like that. So I'm just modulating a little bit. I'll take a few extra plasma guns, but I'm not turning up with all plasma on every single squad. I'm also going to take some like melter guns as well, which don't take advantage of the trait. I also don't want to turn up with every sergeant with a bolter, because again, that's going to look a bit try hard for a Winters battle report. Winters does absolutely fantastic battle reports, but they're not like super try hard competitive battles, and that's why I'm really excited to go on this channel, because I can have a really chill time. I don't feel like I have to be sort of on performance or anything. I can just hang out, rock out with my cock out. So, well, hopefully not without that much. He might not invite me back if that happens. He might not invite me back anyway, but we'll see what happens. So that's why I thought we'll have a balance. We'll take advantage of some plasma, but we won't over egg the pudding too much. We'll leave the bolter sergeants at home. We won't absolutely super aficionise every single special weapon in the army. We'll go sort of 50%. We'll put our foot on the pedal, but we won't push it right down to the floor. I thought that was a good way of doing it. So, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys just think, just go there and just crush him, just destroy him, rip that flap cap off his head and throw it out the window. And I would feel very uncomfortable doing that. But if it is what the channel demands, then it is what the channel will receive. Likewise, if the channel tells me, yeah, you should turn up with the least efficient list possible, I'd be like, all right. I mean, I'm going to lose, but that'll be okay. So I do whatever you guys want, man. I'm just going to turn up with some Mordian riflemen, and we're going to have a great time. That's what I'm doing as far as I'm concerned. Now, that explains why I have painted what I have painted this week. Some of you may be interested in what I did to get these models. Well, they are all converted plastic caging models, and they use a variety of bits. So, in terms of where did I get the plasma guns from? So there are 6 plasma guns. 3 of them are sort of normal plasma guns, easily converted. And what I did, they're the ones that are coming up now. So these 3 plasma guns are from the Horus Heresy Space Marine set. The Mark IV Space Marine armor. So it's not the really cool iron armor. It's the one after that, which is looks kind of like a prototype of the current Intercessor armor. So I took those Heresy plasma guns. Super easy to convert these guys. I mean, I had loads left over from when I was doing my Black Templars. Although I think I pretty much picked my reserve stock of plasma guns clean now. Although I'm not going to lie, I have quite a lot of plasma now, and I have 3 more in the wings at least. So we've got 3 more for another veteran squad for 3rd platoon. So there's 3 more plasma left, and then I have, as far as I can tell, exhausted all of my plasma gun bits. So those first 3, like I said, they're coming back around the cycle again now. They're from the Mark IV Space Marine kit, and to convert them, I simply snipped off the gun. There's the what would you call it? The grip. I can't know what to call it now. But the grip, which has a Space Marine handle it, cut that off so it's smooth. Then you go and get yourself the grenade launcher arm from the Guardsman set, which has the grenade launcher on it, and you cut the grenade launcher off and you put the plasma gun on. Easy peasy. You can see on the sideways view when it comes back around the pictures, you can see where the connection is. So if you're looking for it, you can see it's a little rough, but otherwise it's not too bad. Then for the kit on those guys, it's all just standard bits from the Guardsman set. So we've got some grenades, extra like water bottle, combat knife, stuff like that. Just kept it simple on them. And the heads, if you're wondering where they are from Anvil Industries, and I use the parade ground heads, and I've got a big stockpile of those built up as well. So as you can see, they look quite good. They are very normal, traditional plasma guns. If anyone's wondering where the other arm is from, that's the other arm from the grenade launcher kit. So you can do this with any, get yourself any Space Marine plasma gun. You can buy them. You don't have to get. I had leftover ones, but you can buy them from Games Workshop. 5 Space Marine plasma guns for £6. Amazing, I know. You can just buy them. Games Workshop doesn't normally sell bits, but they still sell plasma guns and Space Marine melter guns. It's strange. And you can basically buy 5 of those and apply them to your normal Guardsman box. Hey presto, you've got some easy to build plasma guns. You don't have to be going out there and buying loads and loads of command squads. Now, the next plasma guns were a bit different. So, having run out of easy plasma guns, and in fact starting to run quite low on grenade launcher arms, I realised I didn't have any more grenade launcher arms. So I think I might have maybe 1 or 2 hidden somewhere, but not in my easy bits box. So what I had to do is then use some flamer arms, because the flamer arms, they still have the sideways holding the grip for the left arm, but for the right arm they obviously have the loop that holds the sling that holds the flamer. So what I did there is I basically cut the flamer off at just past the trigger guard where the Imperial Eagle is. I cut that off, and I was very careful to cut the flamer off but keep the sling. So basically you had like a gap where it was just a bit of trigger and a sling hanging down. And then I used the last few sort of bits of special weapon that I had left over. So I used a regular old Space Marine plasma gun, and that's what you guys can see here, and I just cut that off just before the plasma coils, and stuck it on, connected the sling up to it, and then connected the grenade launcher arm. All good. Now the other 2 guns, in case people are wondering what the hell they are actually grav guns, Space Marine grav guns. Now I know some of you will be like, but Guard can't take grav guns, and my answer to you is exactly, they can't take grav guns. So there can be no confusion about what they're armed with. If they're all, it looks very similar. When on a Guardsman, and when running, when I'm running this army at full capacity, we're going to be looking at 18 plus. We could be looking at 45 plasma guns in the army. No, that's ridiculous. No, not 45. That's ridiculous. 18, 27, 45 plasma guns. Jesus Christ. Maybe 45 plasma weapons in total. But we'll be looking at about 27 plasma guns. 3 squads of veterans with them, 18 infantry squads with them. So I thought when they're all going to be in like that, having 2 grav guns isn't going to be really a big deal, is it? But I have to say, I think they look amazing. And if I say so myself, I think Imperial Guard with those style grav guns look really, really good. And they just look like they don't look like a melter, so you can't confuse them for that. They obviously look like a flamer, a grenade launcher, or a sniper, or anything like that. They look like a weird, wacky alternative plasma gun. So I've just painted them up, and I think they look pretty cool. And yeah, I don't think there'll be any problems with them. And I really like the conversion. And how I almost imagine them is almost like less like plasma guns. These ones, I almost think of them as like rail guns, because you see they've got the magazine, which I imagine's got like these bolts, these really like tungsten shells in them, and then it's more like a micro rail gun. I don't know, maybe that's a bit too close to what the Tau have, but either way, I'm going to be using them as plasma guns. I think they look really cool, and I'd really like to know what you guys think. I think it's a really good way of using Gravgun bits, and I'll tell you why I think they're cool. Because, yes, you can buy bits from Games Workshop and so on and so forth, but let me tell you, if you know what's better than cheap, is free. And over 8th edition, since 7th edition died basically, so over 8th edition now to 9th edition, the preferred weapon of Marines in tactical squads and other squads has always been plasma or melter. And grav guns have kind of been, there were these really cool things that were introduced in 6th and 7th, and then they were made shit. So they've been out of fashion. So you will, if you have, Marine players in your game group who you could probably easily scrounge up some grav guns from, because most of them are like, oh yeah, I've got loads. Most Marine players will have 3 or 4 of the things lying around that they're just not going to use because they're terrible for full Marines. If Guard had access to grav guns, we'd think this was pretty fucking sweet. And if Guard had access to grav guns, I'd probably run one in every squad because they're cool, and they're quite a good universal. I think they're quite a good universal weapon. They're in that sweet strength 5 bracket. You can pair them with some heavy bolters. But anyway, we won't get into that now. So. Yeah, so if you're looking to try and do this yourself, you can get grav guns fairly easily off eBay. Most bit sites have them because no one wants them anymore, and even better than that, you can easily scrounge them up from Marine players. I could go onto one of the group chats I'm on now and say, hey guys, which has got like 20-30 people in, and say like, hey guys, has anyone got any spare grav guns? And someone will be like, yeah, I've got like half a dozen. You can just have them easily. So. Top tip for you guys, bit swap it. Always keep your bits because people will always want to do some swaps with you, and it's always also good if someone needs something, you can give something out to them, and then later they'll probably have something you want, and they'll give it to you. It's like that sort of cycle of karma, and of bit swapping and just getting involved in your community that way is a really good way to get yourself access to some extra bits. Going off on a massive tangent, example of this was with my Ogrins. I had some Ripper guns left over to make my converted ogres, because I converted my ogres from Age of Sigmar ogres because it was literally half price, and but I didn't quite have enough, and I just said to one of my friends in one of the Warhammer chats, "Oh, do you have any? I know you were thinking of building some bullguns, but do you have any? Did you bother with the Ripper guns?" He went, "No, you can have all the Ripper guns. I'm never going to use them." So now I have enough. I had enough Ripper guns to finish off one 6-man squad, and he gave me enough to get out another 6-man squad, so I will eventually get another 6 Ogrins, which would be pretty sweet. So there, just little bit of advice for you guys. Always keep your bits, and because I've lent him some stuff, I've given him some stuff, and he's given me some stuff. So it's really good. Anyway, guys, there we are. So what will I be working on next? Well, I'll probably try and get. It's interesting. I'm considering getting the secret project finished, or I might try and get some more cool models ready for the Winter's Battle Report. I'm thinking maybe can't go into battle as a Mordian player without a flag. So I am thinking of painting up a command squad this week in time for maybe even 2 command squads in time for the Winter's Battle Report. One for each platoon that I currently have painted. That could work, couldn't it? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, we'll leave it there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the return to the Mordian Mondays with actual Mordian models in it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And, of course, I'll see you guys next time.